good. Now what? It's supposed to be getting fewer and fewer, not more and more and more. Right here? Yes.
Thank you very much for having me up here.
Yes.
Well, a couple of things you mentioned, it made me think about, you mentioned the highway and situations. So on my way up here, I rear-ended somebody. And I was just in a good flow, vibrating high, just cruising up, listening to music, and everything was good. And then I...
Don't meditate while you drive.
And then I rear-ended somebody, not too bad, but it just was so upsetting. And my first initial thought was, it felt really good that I wanted to get really upset about it. And then, like, Esther and Abraham started in my ear and saying, like, go with what feels good. And I tried to change my insight or perspective on what might be good in it, which was really hard to find. But I actually did. I found, like, the people that came to help me were extremely nice. The CHP officer, the guy I hit was really cool. His friend pulled over. Yeah, they were all really nice people, so I had that insight. But my question is, does the universe just want to test my vibration?
No, well, it isn't that at all. No one's testing you, but things that are happening are a reflection of what you've got going on, always, always. Here's the most important thing that we want to say to you about that. Whenever you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. And life keeps coming at you, and it keeps coming at you in perfect vibrational accord with what you've got going on. So if you're not sure what you've got going on, just pay attention to how things are unfolding, and it sort of reveals to you what you've got going on vibrationally. That's an important thing. But the next thing that is maybe even more important for you to realize about this is that every manifestation that happens didn't just happen. You were ready to be 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 ready. Whether it's a manifestation that is pleasing to you or a manifestation that's not pleasing to you, it didn't just happen. There was a vibrational momentum. And so if the momentum is feeling good to you, you have the opportunity to focus on it more and therefore increase it more. If the vibration doesn't feel good to you, you have the opportunity to change the direction of it. And so this is our way of saying to you that you have advance opportunity to know how you're going, but most people don't make any decisions about what they're going to do with their thoughts or how they're going to redirect their thoughts until something unwanted occurs. So one of the things that we've been teaching for a very long time is a process called segment intending. And what it really is about is just being aware of yourself in your surroundings and what's coming next. I'm in my vehicle and I'm on my way somewhere, and it's just a tuning or a sharpening, or say it again, it's a redefining by you of the intentions that you hold in this segment. In other words, it's like you don't want to walk out the door without your keys. There are so many things that you find yourself not focused, where if you are thinking about segment intending, a new segment is any period of time that you're focused within. It's always a now, where your intentions are changing, if even slightly, from the segment preceding it. So when you get in your vehicle, it really is a new segment. And in this segment, I intend to be timely, meaning be on time and have good timing. I intend to be comfortable, maybe even have fun, maybe even joyfully interact with those around me. In other words, it doesn't take a lot of stating of what you want. And this is the part that we really want you to hear. What you want has already been clearly and carefully identified in your vortex. So your statement of it is more about getting you up to speed with what you mean and more aware. You see, in these days, with so many things to distract you, so many not just thoughts, but so many devices and so many people, there's a lot of energy swirling around. And so it is more pronounced than ever before that you have to focus in order to not be swept up in what's going on even somewhere else. If you're not deliberately focused in your thoughts, you could be swept into the thoughts of others. Haven't you ever felt in traffic, you can just feel, Esther will say, there's a lot of wonkiness going on around here. She can just feel it's sort of a little frenzy that's somehow surrounding her. She can just feel it. And so she usually just slows down until it moves on without her, or she speeds up so that she moves on without it. But you get so you can just sort of feel what's going on around. And so That's the best thing that comes out of something like that. Nothing terrible happened. Lots of people were nice. You get to redefine what you want. But this is the most important reason that we are eager to talk with you about this. You now have a choice of what you do, thought-wise, vibrationally wise, point of attraction wise, moving forward as a result of that. Do you take the bounce? Oh, this was good. Nothing very serious went on. No one got hurt. Everyone was nice. I'm refocused. I'm more deliberate than ever before. And therefore, you add momentum to the good driver that you are. Or do you tell the story of, it wasn't really my fault, or I didn't
want to call anybody or nothing. I just got my rental car and came here.
A few hundred people that you're sharing it with. But what we're getting at is, it's taking the bounce is what we're talking about. So which direction are you taking the bounce? And we liked what you said. You were really leaning toward the positive aspects of it. And you were also light in the, why did this happen to me? Because the most important answer for you to give yourself about why did anything happen to me is because I was a vibrational match to that. And then the next thing to say is, and good things always come from that. And good things always come from that. So that you do take the bounce and you don't beat up on yourself about something unnecessarily. And there's another really good thing. And this is the part we want to emphasize the most. You're in a good place. Esther will say, life keeps coming at me, Esther will say. Because there are things in motion that have been in motion for a long time. She has a big life with lots of projects and lots of buildings and lots of employees and lots of. There are a lot of things going on. And everything doesn't always go exactly the way she would like it to go right here, right now. But what she's begun to realize is that her edginess is gone. She's rolling with it better. She's not trying to micromanage and control every little thing, which is impossible. Instead, she's just letting it happen, and then once it happens, take the bounce from it every single time. So that there's no self-degradation. There's no blaming of self or anyone else. There's no losing track of your connection with your inner being no matter what. And so sometimes people will say it's a wake-up call. Well, we don't mean it like that at all. We mean it's an opportunity to refocus. That's a good thing. You have about 1,000 of those every single day. This was just a louder one.
Sure.
Something else?
Nope, that's all.
Really good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm ready to be ready to be ready. And I was hearing that even before I got here. Been excited all week.
And what's your strongest evidence or clue that you're ready for something more?
Truthfully, the vibration, how I feel.
And what's that feeling?
Well, it was good because I was raising my hand the first hour.
But let's use this new word that we're satisfied. I feel satisfied. I'm eager for more, but I'm satisfied. Because in the absence of satisfaction, you're not ready. When you're satisfied, you are.
Well, I just got satisfied maybe a minute ago. So thank you.
We saw you light up. You were hard to miss.
Thank you. So my question is, there's an old song by Jimmy Durante, and it was, have you ever had a feeling that you wanted to go, but you wanted to stay, but you wanted to go? And it's a song of being indecisive. And you said in previous seminars that you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. But you also said, I think, that you bring out whoever you meet is a vibrational match to you.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone you meet has a lot of different vibrations going on relative to different topics. But the question that you want to ask is not so much what they've got going on, but what vibration are you bringing to the rendezvous? Here's the best way of saying it. Every thought that you've ever thought is still potentially activated within you. But when you get these habits of thoughts going, which is what beliefs are, then the tendency to stick with those beliefs becomes stronger. And so the whole key is to develop beliefs that are serving you in a positive way. Have you ever been in a situation where you meet up with someone, with maybe a group of people, and you find yourself different than you usually are? Maybe more negative, maybe more critical about something, and you think, this isn't who I am. Well, what happened was you didn't have a strong activation of who you meant to be. And since that vibration is potentially activatable within you, and they had a strong current of it going before you joined the table, chances are you're going to get swept up in that. And so if you catch it in the early subtle stages and you realize this is not satisfying to me, and you'd redirect your thought, sometimes you can redirect the energy at the table. Sometimes you need to walk away in order to maintain what you want. But it's all about what you're bringing to the table. And that's why we're encouraging you in your own privacy to make your own alignment so that you're ready for what else is out there. So that in essence, you might say that you bring out the best in others because you've got so much of that going on within yourself. One who's in alignment is 1,000 times more influential than one who is not. And that kind of makes you wonder, then why do I find myself in negative conversations? It's because you were not in alignment. You just blundered out of bed. You were sloppy in your thinking. You focused upon stuff you didn't want. You didn't have any really strong activation with who you are going on. And then law of attraction, sort of, that's why you thought to get with them, so to speak. So it really is about being deliberate about how you want to feel, and how you want to feel is the satisfaction of all of you coming to the table, meaning you and your inner being. And your inner being's always there, but sometimes you're not up to speed with your inner being. And so
my question is
so how was that? Did you get that?
I did. I
That's
did.
good.
Asking this question not only for myself, but for those who go through it too.
Well, you don't have to ask a question for anybody but you.
Okay. All right.
Mind your own business.
All right. Thank you.